The forbidding Cairn of Haub lies below. Not many exiles see fit to cross beyond it. Some fear that the listless remains of Shaq's 6 shoulders shall snatch them up if they attempt to cross. Others simply do not want to pass through to flagging hands. Few know its true significance, as we do, although your adversaries, the Essen, should be on their way there now. Soon you shall confront them once again. So we can land here. Interesting seeing how the wild curs in this vicinity are doing. Interesting visiting the mud baths. Yeah, let's go with Jody. Explore the lick sand. Beyond a crystal seeks Faye first, though, so, you know, I would like to request a scribe trial. Do you think there's more than one trial for each of them? That would be kind of weird, but also, like, we've got to do a few laps through this, right? And, like, so we're just gonna run out eventually? That doesn't make sense. I must admit I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself, quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully, that I can hear them calling out to me? The apparition Sandra appears. Listen well, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is you answer to me here. Wow! Okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn as yet about the rites, but you have learned something and I would see you prove it, without the benefit of anyone save for your reader. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, mister? It's Tezos. Don't you oh, there, oh. Got him. Got him. Got him. That's actually the secret to everything here. No bounty here? What a swindle. The secret is just to wipe them before you try and do it, and then they can't stop you. Unless they get you first, which that one did, because he's a god. But, you know, he's based off Tizo, so such is only fair. Oh, whoa! I forced it into my hands. Hey, hey. That's entirely fair. Oh, what are you doing, dude? Okay. Right. Alright, well, that was easier. Tremendous. She looks so small. Just looking at, like, the neckline on her outfit, like, she's so small inside it. Okay, how did I do? How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order to you and also to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. She didn't describe her as just being adequate. She kind of actually complimented her, which is very rare for Cassandra. That's not her. Was that her name? Cassandra? I've forgotten what her name was, even though we spoke to her 3 seconds ago. I'm probably having a stroke. Did I imagine all of that, mister? Because I hope I didn't. Wow, what is that you have there? After Faye casts her aura, it can bounce off of objects and solid surfaces. Well, that's pretty sick. Alright, explore the lick sand. You take some of the afternoon to survey the area with Jody. You observe many curs off in the distance, driven half wild from the heat. They are resorting to their feral ways, unconstrained now by the Commonwealth bylaws, a certain kind of freedom, perhaps. There is nothing you can do for the creatures. The sight of them makes you all too eager to return to the wagon and immerse yourself in your vocations. Wow, my vocations. There was the opportunity to talk to someone. It'll probably still be there. So, I want to mentor... See, Tamitha and Faye are the most behind Pamitha. But, like, Hedwyn and Jody are the ones that I've, like, shortlisted to release next. So we're gonna do Jody. Very well, for there is much to learn. Your knowledge of that book is vital to us all. You and Jody review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumvirates you have encountered on your journeys. She has keen insights about some of them. You can't fucking see the ball. She's too big. Some among them seem to truly fear the Nightwings, and what it is our Rymans represent. Who wishes to talk? It's Jody. Jody seems to be fidgeting with her horns. Blast these wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling as to how unwieldy they have become with age? I long for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns. Say... They look good. You express regret her horns cause her discomfort, though note that you think they look very good on her for whatever consolation that provides. It is fortunate that my perpetual discomfort is of benefit to you. Jesus Christ. 10 years or so into my stay within this blasted place, I felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all have heard much of demons in the Commonwealth. Sinners, rightfully exiled, would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horns began to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this was indeed the fate that I deserved. She trails off for a while. I know somewhat better now. Anybody of our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate? Difficult to say. A disease of sorts, but not a deadly one. If anything, the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still like this, thus extending our sentence into exile. Sometimes I think, if these horns are here to symbolize my sins, then surely they are going to recede if ever I return. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea, a naive hope which never leaves despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. She nods wryly as she heads out into the afternoon. Alright, good talk, team. Continue our journey. The Careen of Haub. En route to the Careen of Haub, the wagon comes to a sudden halt. That does it. I am leaving. The cause of Jody's outburst soon becomes apparent. Well, reader, darling, at least some of us know how to take a joke, wouldn't you say? Look, she was reminiscing once again about her soldier days, and I just happened to point out, I may have suggested the fire destruction of the Spiral Sanctum happened on her former unit's watch. I mean, didn't it? Not that she would have had made much of a difference had she been there herself. She ought to thank the saint that she was spared by her exile here. I thought she had no love for your Commonwealth. I shall never understood what it is your people ever saw in that dreadful place, but I guess I hit a sore spot. I should probably apologize. She swoops off. There is no sign of either one of them. You organize a small search. It proves fruitless. But then, Jody returns, alone, as if nothing happened. She is back to her common self. Let us continue. I regret the interruption. Pamitha soon comes back as well. Oh, don't you worry, darling. I have definitely patched things up between us. Honest. At least, I think perhaps I didn't make things worse. She returns to her business in the wagon. You make ready to resume your travels, but make a note to follow up with them. Alright, we've got books, we've got to talk to Pamitha, we've got a xylophone. The xylobones. A keepsake from Jameer Valley. Oh wait, you're up there. Alright, you know, gotta go through the process. Let's look at the book first. Alright, The Freedom Pact. We rid of the land an impeding doom, but faced another of its kind, for we knew that we were trapped. Yet for each danger which we faced, I'll start again. Yet for each danger which we faced, for every failed ambush by Arch, we met with gentle souls and kindred spirits in the downside, who deserved more than to fade from memory within this land. It was then the stars themselves showed us the way, delineating a great voyage across the sea. Near broken we became, but then at last a moonlit vision, that of the rights, thus shall they say of us, the 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. And down here, the Carrion of Houb. How ironic that the shattered remnants of the bone titan Shax's 6 shoulders, which once stood vigilant over the archway into flagging hands, now remain as foreboding as when that horrid monster still possessed unnatural life. After little Houb dispatched the bone titan in a feat of ingenuity, Shax's pieces fell onto the valley floor, forming a set of standing stones, which Houb marked. Further, traces of the Titan's glacial blood coagulated into perfect frozen drops, which still shimmer in the darkness. 6 shoulders seems to start reanimating when the stars above dance a certain way. Paint the sigil then in the shining light. Pamitha. You find Pamitha in the midst of a heated conversation. All I'm saying is we're limiting not only our own chances individually, but all your friends' chances as well. Jody seems to be considering whatever it is that Pamitha proposed. Reader, the harp here is suggesting that perhaps it would be best if I were to form an alliance with the ones whom I fought for the better part of my life. Just with me, Jody. I cannot vouch for anybody else. How utterly absurd. If we were in the Commonwealth, I would not have stayed my hand against her. That I can say for certain. However, as Hedwyn would say, what happened back there, perhaps none of that matters anymore, and what matters more is that what we do from here. That is to say, I am willing to give it a shot. You mean you would be willing to conduct the rites with me? Yes. Excellent! I knew that you would come around. Thought she'd never come around, but I ought to give her the benefit of the doubt here. I'm grateful for your open-mindedness. No need to let enmities between our ancestors ruin things between us, or the others in our little party for that matter. After all, do not push it with me, Harp. We shall see if the reader here is thus inclined to pair us in the coming rites. I am willing to defer to him. Anyway, you see, I think I managed to make amends there. Doubtless we'll get on swimmingly in no time. Tremendous. Hope for the best. What's in the shop? Oh, hey guys, look, I got something here I think maybe you would like. He shows you several bottles of multicolored liquids of some sort for the next dry consumables. I see. Oh yeah, they taste pretty good, I guess, and besides, they can give you just a little lift you need, know what I mean? You get thirsty on them for them, don't even worry, I can get more soon. I'm okay. Thanks. They didn't buy anything, Dad. Commence the rites. The afternoon is just beginning to give way to nightfall as you and your companions finish making preparations for the coming rite. Through all the ceremony, you realize Pamitha is nowhere to be found. The last anybody saw of her was shortly after the Black Wagon came to rest here at the Carrion of Houb. She returns just as you're beginning to plan a search for her. Sorry to have worried you there, reader darling. Just getting a little antsy is all. Had to go and spread my wings a bit and shake away the nerves. She is holding something back. Don't you get in my head. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, damn it. Damn you, reader. Get out, get out, get out. Anyhow, it looks as if the show's about to start. I shall be in the field with the others. As Pamitha departs, you see she is right, as the stars above begin to shine. You know she is about to face her sister Tamitha once again. You accept that it is a very private matter between them. Something else catches your notice in the sky this time. Strange new stars shimmering about the ones you recognize. The greater titans have returned. Some of them, and merely in spirit, not in form, but those dark signs are a portentous sign. Though they may light your way, beware the path which they illuminate, reader. Henceforth you may invite the influence of the Titan stars.
Behold, the Titan stars.
rank up faster. Your adversary shall be more cunning and much quicker to react. Wait. Star of the Star Titan, once sealed away by the scribe Molten Milithi. Your adversary shall have +8 hope, making them return sooner after banishment. Call upon the Star Titans to rank up faster. Your Pyre shall automatically suffer -30. Well, I don't know which one is better, or if any of them have got like a better effect, but this is the easiest one to counteract. Oh, I can do more than one?
Islak Astralborn.
Yeah, we're gonna do all 3, dude. I better hit max rank in one fucking right.
The Titan stars. Burning remnants of monstrosities felled by the scribes themselves. Dare you to stand against them in their fury? Dark is the knowledge that you seek there, reader. Best focus on your adversaries, keen as they are to confront you once again. Put out their fire first, and show them the glory of the Nightwings. Now then, make ready for the right!
The winged exiles of the Essence take position opposite your own companions, and their leader soon asserts herself. Pamitha, come forth, no trickery this time. She appears as asked, though remains silent as her blood sister studies her for a time. Tamitha then reaches for her mask. You look weary to me, sister. Oh, too little sleep, I guess. I do get rather anxious sometimes on the night before one of these things. It can be a lot of pressure. Understandable. The two of them say nothing for a time. You cannot discern what they are thinking. The highway remnants all seem to be very mentally acute, trained as they are from birth. Soon, enough Pamitha cuts through the tension, her tone light as ever. So, given further thought to my proposal, then? I have. And I think that now is not the time for talk. Besides, your comrades there, surely you give them pause. Even now, they must be questioning your loyalty. What? But Oh, cut it with the stammering, Pamitha. It's very unbecoming, you know that. And you be sure to tell those comrades of yours what you propose to me. She dons her mask once more. As she rejoins the other exiles of the Essence, Pamitha hesitates before returning to your group. I told her she could take my place. That I would keep her up to date about our progress, and that she could take my place if ever it was time for me to go. But you don't have to worry. For one thing, she refused, and for another, well, I'd better tell you later. For now, remember you can count on me.
Who shall conduct the right?
Well, we're gonna put Pamitha in.
Pamitha.
We'll do Jody.
Jodariel.
And we'll do Hedwyn.
Hedwyn. Glorious. Now.
Let's settle this all this quickly. Face us, Raystrels of the Commonwealth. The pain and loss of your defeat this night shall reverberate not only in your hollow hearts, but in the homeland that abandoned you. Are you quite sure it has to be this way then, sister? There is no compromise here, Pamitha, not for traitors to my country or my blood. I understand. Then so be it. Right, that's what the birds do, I forgot. Alright.
Good.
Yeah. That is wholly deserved. That was also wholly deserved. True, it was quite abhorrent. I don't dispute that.
Eludes us all at times.
Oh god. Oof.
There goes Pamitha.
Alright, it's very far though. Ugh. Ah, oh, ah. Ah. Oh. Easy. Alright, Jesus Christ. Fucking did it. Hold on. Alright. You seem so distracted, Pamitha. Is there something more you wish to say to me? Words you feel that I am owed, perhaps? Pamitha stops at this and reaches for her mask. I'm sorry for what I did to you, sister. For what you did to me, your apology rings as hollow as your plumage. You might rehearse it further upon every last survivor of the highway remnants. Now, no more talk.
Such hatred spewing constantly from Tamitha. Yet here in exile, she is not but talk.
The announcer man seems like he's mellowed out slightly.
Spectacular!
Fucking easy. Got an achievement for that one, damn right. Banished one and all. Oh,
With grace.
Alright. We're getting it now. We're getting it. That was bad, but it's okay. You know, you can't win them all. Oh, fuck. Ugh. Oh.
Splendid.
Easy.
Edwin doused the adversary's flames. Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so close.
Oh, tremendous. Oh, too much power. Too much power. Jesus Christ. Skated right past it.
The Night Wings prevail. And what a crushing
Scribes
victory
chosen
it
and
was.
new alliance. Great job, me.
The
3
right
achievements in 1
is
right.
complete.
You win, blood sister. You win. I don't suppose that means you'll reconsider. You know that I cannot. You are always obstinate, but in that regard and all others which count for anything, you are inferior to me. Remember that. What a convoluted way to say I'm the more stubborn bitch. What you offered is meaningless to me. I shall free myself without your help or that of anyone. Now then, farewell. Farewell. Jesus Christ. Wait, what of your comrades, the Essence? You must need them, at least. Mincing my words as ever, Pamitha. Know that I do love you in a way. Is that what you wish to hear? But my purpose is plain, and you stand in its way. You are a fool to think my freedom is my goal. My freedom is a means towards an end, the likes of which you would never abide. Do you think you could sway me away from my purpose, Pamitha? Pamitha remains silent for some time. No, I think that you will struggle to destroy the Commonwealth, no matter what it takes. No matter if, in doing so, you are destroyed instead. Just so. So then, you understand me after all. Pamitha does not turn to watch her blood sister depart.
The rights do tend to
How
teach
much?
something of trust.
Well, that's not as much as I was hoping for, to be honest with you.
Jodariel walks further down the path.
Utter nonsense, all of this.
To what end?
That we have come this far. Fortune alone cannot be the cause. Banished by take 30% longer return than usual. Raising the size of her aura. Probably better to get that one right now, to be honest with you.
If only wings could speed us on toward greater
All in all, having to
understanding.
unlearn everything I've learned is going somewhat faster than expected. In rapid succession for less stamina. Instantly switches places. start. Great.
Until the next right.
So, how was that for you, Jody, darling? I suppose the outcome was acceptable. I'll take that as a compliment. And reader, thank you for your guidance as ever. Good talk, team. Scalorian Shore is a cold reason. Or the river originating in the Commonwealth. Okay. Back at the wagon, after overcoming the essence in a rather one-sided contest, you are about to join the others discussing the outcomes when Volfred finds you. Good work back there, my boy, though I'm afraid I must pull you away from any revelry, for there is something you should see. Please join me outside. Look forth, the golden star reveals itself to us once more. Indeed, somewhere deep in the infinite dark, a single star shines brighter than the rest. Is it time for a liberation rite? Sure is, I guess. Up we go. What's Volfred planning to say? The reappearance of the Titan star is cause for some concern, though best ignore old superstitions and remain well focused on the task at hand. Once more, we are to travel to the Fall of Salium. May the 8 scribes watch over us. The dogs. Let's go. The rites are calling you again to the Fall of Salium, where one among you may go free, should you prevail. It is as we discussed. The cycle of the rites is beginning to turn more quickly. Perhaps the scribes themselves have taken notice. Fortunately, having more frequent opportunities to free ourselves is not unwelcome to our plan. I suppose it's good for everyone, including the Fate, who will oppose us next. Getting to Mount Elodial ought to be a little easier than before, at least. We should be able to make landing near some of the old monuments to the scribes. Let us set forth at dawn. Soon everyone is off to rest, as best they are able, knowing another chance for liberty for one of them shall soon present itself. But first, holy shit, so many books. Despite Pamitha's mental condition, it had to go twice. You can tell something is troubling her. She won't listen to a word I say, not a damn word. If she weren't my blood sister, I should think I'd hate her guts as much as she hates mine. She shakes her head. I should apologize to you and everyone. I sought out Tamitha without asking your leave. Figured I'd rather seek forgiveness than permission, you understand. My attempts with Tamitha didn't amount to much, as you well saw. So at this point, I'm hopeful you'll be more accepting of apologies than she. Though tell me something, reader darling. Do you suppose I'm going to betray you? You may know better than I do at this point. Nah. You expressed to Pamitha that you do not view her efforts to make peace with Tamitha as being contradictory to the group's larger goals. You understand why she did what she did. She said nothing for a while. That's kind of you to say, darling. May the others see it with such generosity. But if they don't, you need but tell me to depart and I'll be on my way. However, I've a promise that I wish to make to you. You let me stay and I'll see this through with all of you, no matter where we all end up. I'll be on the roof for a bit, I think. You take care too, darling. Despite Pamitha's disappointment with the outcome of her confrontation with her blood sister, you sense she is less troubled now after your brief conversation. We got some reading to do. The Greater Titans. The stars shine strange beneath the sea. This one dared rise from the waters so that he could see them plain, the burning essences of those who came before. Our lives are but a quest to join the stars. This one longed to be the brightest, but in the downside, this one met those whose own stars shall doubtless burn at least as hot. Together we achieved great deeds. You may have seen some evidence of it, the remains of the great Titans, which once darkened this dark land, but in our kinship was the strength to conquer them. It is this one's humble charge to chronicle those deeds, and may the Titans never stain the skies during your time. Androgia the Widow. The boundless sea of Solus and a blackened star are all what remains of the blood Titan, Andriga. After this one's exile, he was joined by many of his bravest worm knights, who once awakened the Blood Titan inadvertently while searching the downside's murky depths. Andriga was most displeased to see her hibernation end and vowed to 4 ages of torment, and on us and on our sea dominion. Our assault was grander than can be described, and lasted days and days and days. The noblest of worm knights fell upon her massive form as waves which dashed themselves against the rocks. Our resolve eventually exceeded hers, and she collapsed into the seas and disappeared. This one alone remained to tell of it. Limbless Arizek. If this one is to be honest, he nary expected his high-minded friend Lou Scalorian ever to raise arms, and yet 'twas Scalorian alone who toppled the Root Titan, which befouled the serenity of Waking Wood. Scalorian, he brought to bear the might of his entire family of willful saps contained within his ancient gnarled staff. Soon did the poisoned soil of limbless Arizek begin to dissipate. The Root Titan cried out a deafening last cry and withered to a speck. Arizek yet lives, a husk, a single foul seed still rotting where once something mighty stood. Scalorian in his mercy deigned that the surrounding woods ought to grow bold and strong by casting off the influence of Arizek, but not by forgetting him. Yslak Astralborn. The foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it, lest you aid its reawakening. It sups upon despair and fear and doubt, and lands such as our own. 'Twas our mighty mistress Milithi which tracked the astral-born monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from traveling across the stars in search of simple prey. The wicked astral-born could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance, but not Milithi. She cast upon the feed 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. With the creature's incandescent skin, we bound this book, and bound ourselves onto the stars. It's kind of weird to think that we're holding a great old one. Alright, this is the wrong page. Oh no, wait, no, the Essence. Yep, we do want this one. The winged members of the Essence, each chosen by the matriarch Triesta Tithys, are living exemplars of liberty and piety. What that my wings could be thus. Once you, of course, must know we all had wings. It is said the people of the Empire relinquished theirs, drawn in by earthly matters as they were. But the harps, such as Triestria, held tight the liberty their plumage could afford. These divergent paths did cause a share of differences between the winged and wingless ones over time. But here, in this land, our purposes are shared, our goals united. That, then, is the Essence. That is who they are, and what, and why. Oh, no, was that everything? I thought there was another one. Commonwealth? No, we did that one. Did we? We had assembled here and there. Yes. I thought there was another one. Whatever. Well, time to continue the journey.